What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and achieving at least one of your goals today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 5 Limited all-wheel drive. Huge thank you to Angel and Shak over at Safford Hyundai of Manassas, Virginia for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular Ioniq 5 or any Hyundai product, I'll be sure to have Angel and Shaq's information on screen, as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. All right, well, just like I always do, first we're going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 5 Limited all-wheel drive, and this particular one has been painted in Abyss Black. One of the first things I wanted to mention at the beginning of this video is that now for 2023, you get an increased range with the all-wheel drive system, as well as a standard battery heating system with rear-wheel drive models. And then now you get a 2,300 pound max tow capacity for the SEL and limited trim levels. But we're going to start over here at our headlights, then we'll work our way down and around the side into the back end of the exterior. But starting up here at our headlights, as standard, you get LED projector headlights with high beam assist, as well as LED daytime running lights, LED turn signals, and LED front accent lighting. But now, taking a step to the left, let's take in the entire front end. So you may be able to tell you have your Hyundai logo located at the center of your hood, and then just beneath that you have a forward-facing camera. That forward-facing camera works with your 360-degree view camera system that comes standard on the limited trim level. Now, taking a step back just a little bit, you can see you get a silver lower front bumper. So you can see you get 6 integrated parking sensors, 4 here and then 1 on each side. And then you also obviously get a silver lower grille with active grille shutters. So these open and or close dependent on when you turn the vehicle on or off. And then you also get 6.1 inches of ground clearance with the Ioniq 5. Now, working our way down the side, you get these silver wheel arch moldings. And then this particular vehicle has been optioned with the $120 mud guards, which can be found behind all 4 of your wheels and tires. I apologize about that plane noise. It'll fly over here soon. Now, working our way into the wheel and tire setup. These are the standard and only wheel option you get with the Limited, and they are a 20-inch black with machine face accent wheel, and they are wrapped in 255/45 Michelin Primacy Tour all-season tires. I'm going to give you a view of the tread pattern on these tires as best as I can. There's another look at the wheel face, and then working our way up to here, you get rain sensing wipers as standard, and then you get body color mirror caps with integrated turn signals. These side view mirrors are heated, power folding. You get your blind spot monitoring on the upper left hand side of your driver side mirror, which is right here, and on the upper right hand side of your passenger side mirror. And then you get a camera at the bottom of both of your side view mirrors, which is located right here. Again, both of those side view cameras work with your 360-degree view camera system. Now I'm going to do a little side profile shot of the Ioniq 5. Let me know what you think of the styling from the side perspective. It kind of reminds me of a Golf GTI. I know that sounds crazy. I apologize about the plane again. It's just we're in the flight zone. Nothing I can do about that. But anyways, kind of looks like a Golf GTI mixed with like a Ford Edge at the side. You're gonna be like, what the heck are you talking about? But that's just what comes to mind right off the bat. But you may be able to tell, gloss black window trim, as well as body colored door handles with keyless access. By the way, these door handles are flush when the vehicle is locked, but when you get close to the vehicle with your proximity key fob, they pop out. So they are auto retracting door handles, kind of like what you would find on a Lamborghini Huracan, as well as like a Tesla Model 3 or something like that. And then you also get that silver door cladding right here, and then it is separated by a body color piece, and then you also get that silver cladding at the bottom of all of your passenger doors. Kind of an interesting design, but honestly, the black works very well with all the silver accenting that you get with the limited trim level. Now, you do get a gloss black shark fin antenna up top here, as you may be able to see. You also get a body color roof spoiler. One thing though that is interesting is that you get no rear wiper. So you can see it looks like you might have a wiper hiding up here, but you do not. And then also, this is your LED third brake light. You also get a rear window defroster, and you can see your Hyundai logo located right here. As standard with the Limited, obviously you do get LED tail lights. And then just beneath that LED taillight strip, you can see you get some silver accent trim, and then underneath this Hyundai logo. If you follow this down a little bit is where you'll find your backup camera. That also works with your 360 camera system. But just to the right of the backup camera, this is why I pointed it out, you'll feel a little pad. So make sure you have your key fob in your pocket, press on that pad, and the lift gate will begin to open up. That's the speed in which the lift gate opens up. And then taking a look back here, there's honestly a decent amount of storage space, and there would be even more storage space if you took this cargo cover out. Basically, let's say you're at an airport in a sketchy area, you can pull this out, and basically thieves can't see the contents of which that you have in your trunk. However, if you took this out, you'd have quite a bit of more vertical storage space. But yeah, this is in here at the moment. There are a couple options that we have back here. So this has the $210 carpeted floor mats, which can be found right here. And they do say Ioniq 5 on them. That's a closer look at what they, I apologize, they are in the wrapping. I don't want to take them out. And then this also has the $30 first aid kit, which can be found right here. And another option back here that says the $120 cargo mat, which is what this piece is right here. And then this is your charging cable and all that kind of stuff, all the goodies for your charger. That is what that looks like right there. And then underneath all of this stuff, you get a little bit of storage space, and then you get this tire mobility kit in lieu of a spare tire, because you do not get a spare tire. So basically you have this tire mobility kit, basically puts some gook in the tires and gets you on the road. So anyway, that is what that is. No spare tire. Press on that button and the lift gate will begin to drop. Coming down just a little bit, you can see you get a silver rear bumper with 2 integrated reflectors, one on that side, one on that side. You also get another 6 parking sensors back here as well. I'll point those out now. This is considered a side sensor, but I just say it is a rear sensor. So you get 1 there. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Again, with the limited trim level and all-wheel drive, you get a 2,300 pound max tow capacity, and that's a closer look at what the rear end looks like. One more thing that has to do with the exterior back here is that you do get a power charge port door. So you can either open it up from the driver's side in the interior, or you can have your key fob, press on that right there, and this will open up. I do believe that the vehicle has to be unlocked in order for this to open up, so bear with me. I'm going to hit the unlock button. Now I'm going to press that, and that should open up. That's the speed in which it opens up, and this does support fast DC charging as well as level 2 charging. That's what that charge port looks like. And then if you pull this out, that is what that charge port looks like right there. And then if you wanted to close the charge port, press that button and it will close on its own. Pretty cool. I just did a video with the Ioniq 6, and comparing the Ioniq 6 to the Ioniq 5, I actually like this one a little bit better. I like the layout on the interior. I kind of like the design of the exterior on this better as well. I think it's got a little bit more familiarity, might be the word that I'm looking for, because it looks like, you know, a regular gas-powered vehicle, except it's electric. And that's kind of where I think the Ioniq 6 is is that it looks too futuristic, whereas this still feels like home, if that makes sense. But with that said, let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. Do you like the design language? Do you not like the design language? Again, let me know in the comments below. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 77.4 kilowatt hour battery pack that works with 2 electric motors. Total output is 320 horsepower and 446 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a direct drive transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 4.5 seconds. Total range comes out to be 266 miles with all-wheel drive. And then when using the ultra-fast charger, you can charge from 10% to 80% in 18 minutes. Now, like I said, you do get a front trunk with very minimal storage space. So if you come here, put your hand under here, pull up on that, you get a little bit of storage space in here. And by a little, I mean a little bit. You probably have, you know, 6 inches of depth right here, and probably like, you know, 2 inches of depth here and another 4 inches of depth back there. So, you know, I would say you could probably set, for size reference, jumper cables in here, but really maybe like a ball cap or something up top there. But other than that, really not all that much storage space here in the front trunk area. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get there without your support. Put a lot of time and effort into making these videos, so I would really appreciate it if you guys would just take 1 second, give it a thumbs up, maybe leave a comment. Those thumbs ups and those comments really help my channel in the YouTube algorithm. So if you would take a second, do that. I would greatly appreciate it. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into the interior. All right, moving on into the interior, you do get keyless access. So all you got to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle. Most of the time, these will pop out with the proximity key fob, but sometimes it will not. So if it does not, you see that little box right there, press on that box and that will give you access into the interior. Now, if you wanted to lock the vehicle, you'd press that same box and now the vehicle is locked. You can tell it's locked because the side view mirrors fold in. But there is one really cool feature that I wanted to show you that has to do with the key fob. You can see all these different functions. That's to pop open your charge port, your unlock and your lock functions, your power lift gate function, your panic function. But there is one really cool function that you can, let's say, stuck in a Costco parking lot, not very much room on either side for the driver or the front passenger. If you wanted to back the vehicle out with the key fob, you press the lock button at the top, press and hold this preconditioning button, and now the interior is not only going to precondition, but now it gives you the access to back the vehicle up by pressing on this button right here. So now the vehicle is going to give me 3 seconds, and now it's going to back up as I hold this button here, and you can hear it's backing up. As soon as I let off of that, it's going to stop in place. And then I can also bring it forward as well if I wanted to. Give it 3 seconds. It'll start to move forward now. So you can see it's just creeping forward. Gives you a little noise. As soon as I let off, boom, stops right in place. I'm going to back it right to where I am. Give it 3 seconds. And it's going to bring me directly here. And as soon as I'm there, boom, stop. Now let's take a look at what we got going on here in the interior. So I'm going to put my hand behind here, and now the vehicle should be in place. I don't know if it is actually at the moment. So if I want to hop in, I'm going to hop in, and now the gear is already selected. We're good to go. I am going to hop back out, and I want to show you what the driver's side door panel looks like. So this interior upholstery is called gray H-Tex trimmed seats. I know it's white, but you know, Hyundai considers this gray. But yeah, that is definitely white in my opinion. But anyways, I'm not going to try to fight that. You get some accent stitching here, same color though. Then you get a satin chrome looking door handle. You get a nicely padded armrest, and I'm not sure if you can see that blue light. That is your ambient lighting. Up top here, pressing on that button is going to power fold in your side view mirrors. Press that button again, they fold back out. Here are your side view mirror controls, so you can adjust the settings of the mirror, unlocking your lock functions. You get automatic up and down front windows, but you do not get automatic up or down rear windows. Pressing on that button is going to restrict your passenger window privileges, as well as it's going to lock the access for your second row passengers, so they're not going to be able to get in or out if you have that engaged. So you would have to open the vehicle up from the outside if you had that button on. And then you get a little bit of miscellaneous storage space right here. In a spot you could set a Deer Park water bottle. Last but not least, as standard with the Limited, you get a Bose sound system, and you may be able to tell you get some ambient lighting surrounding your Bose sound system. I'm gonna assume that that looks pretty sick at night. By the way, Bose sound system sounds really sweet. Obviously, any Bose sound system sounds really awesome. Then you get to this Ioniq 5 badging right here. It's brushed aluminum and it is a very nice looking door sill. One thing that is really awesome about the Ioniq 5, and maybe this is why I like it so much, this has a really cool feature in which you get a power front driver's seat, not only with memory functions, but it also has a relaxation function, and I'll show you that here in a second. It's just awesome. But stepping on into these seats, I do want to show you one more thing on the door panel. You get 2 memory seat adjustment settings right there. But now I'm going to close that door, and I'm going to fire up the interior. So make sure you have your key fob in the interior. Push your foot down on the brake and then push this button right here, and the interior will turn on. One really cool feature, like I mentioned, you have this button that's right here. If you press and hold on that button, watch what happens. It's going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to turn this HVAC system off. It's going to give me a warning up top here, and then the seat is going to go back. Just watch this. This is probably one of the most awesome features that I felt in a vehicle. So basically, I'm gonna be able to nap now. And you can see this thing down here is popping up. And now look, my legs are supported by this thing. I'm reclined all the way back. And now I can take a nap at work if I wanted to. It's awesome. I mean, what? It doesn't get much better than that. And I've never experienced this kind of feature on a vehicle for $50,000. So that is an absolute win in my book. I love that feature, and I wanted to show you guys that feature, you know, if you were seriously considering one of these vehicles, because that probably just sold you. Just kidding. But anyways, down here, that is to dim the gauge cluster. That is to brighten the gauge cluster. That is to turn your traction control system on or off. That is to open and or close your power lift gate. This is your auto hold button. So let's say you're stuck in traffic, tired of holding your foot down on your brake by yourself. If you have that button on, now when you're stuck in traffic, the vehicle is going to hold you in place with its braking system. And then to break out of it, all you got to do is hit the accelerator, and then you're on your way again. And then to the right of that, you have your electronic parking brake. To engage it, you got to pull it out. To disengage it, push your foot on the brake, push against it, and now the parking brake is disengaged. I did want to show you what the turn signal sounds like, so let's take a listen to that. That is what the turn signal sounds like. And then this is what your steering wheel looks like. So it is a leather wrapped steering wheel, and it is heated. But before we get into the steering wheel and kind of jumping the gun a little bit, this is not only your turn signal control stock, this is also your high beam control stock and your headlight control stock. So I do want to show you the headlight controls. You see that arrow right there? If you twist that all the way down, now the headlights are off. Come up one, headlights automatic. That's parking lights on, and then all the way up top here is headlights in the always on position. Go back into automatic because I like to have the car do itself, or mess with that stuff itself. Again, leather wrapped steering wheel, and it is heated. One thing that I also think is pretty cool about this vehicle is that you have these paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. So basically, this is kind of like your downshift paddle. This is your upshift paddle. And basically, when I go into drive, you can see this thing right here. So it says level 1, and then I click this, it's going to level 2, level 3, and then it's iPedal on. Basically, iPedal is the one pedal driving system. This is basically going to upshift, and it's basically going to ease the resistance when you let off of the accelerator. So basically, when you let off the accelerator on level 0, it's just going to coast to a stop just like any other gas-powered vehicle. However, when you click this, now I'm in level 1, level 2, it's increasing the resistance. So after you let off the accelerator, you can feel a little bit of drag. That's basically the regenerative brakes capturing that energy that you get when you're coming to a stop. So basically, one pedal driving, or iPedal drive on, is essentially like the one pedal driving system, in which, let's say you maintain a position on the throttle, you're going to maintain speed, but as soon as you start letting off the throttle, you're going to start slowing down. And then the more you apply the throttle, the more you're going to go. If that makes sense, I'll kind of get further into that when we do the driving portion of the video. But just like any other vehicle, you have your horn at the center of the steering wheel. So let's take a listen to that. That is what the horn sounds like on the Ioniq 5. I'm going to roll a couple windows down, get some cross flow going in here because it's kind of hot. Anyways, this button, that's to speak to the vehicle. This is to volume down. This is to volume up. One thing that's kind of interesting is that pushing up actually puts you back on a track, and then pushing down goes forward on a track. It's kind of reverse of what you think it would be, but anyways, that's what that does. And then that's your phone button. It's going to pop up your phone on your infotainment screen. You can see that right now. And then these two buttons are configurable. So if you press mode right here, it's going to bring you into this screen. Right now, I don't have anything selected because this isn't my vehicle, but anyways, when you click that phone or mode button, you can have any of these things pop up, but it's only one of them, but you can select any of these things. So then when you click that mode button, it's going to bring you into like FM, for example, or sounds of nature, for example. That is what that does. And then this is kind of like the same button, except this is like your favorites button. So clicking on that button, it's going to bring you into this. So then you can bring yourself immediately into any of these settings, whichever one you want to select. So anytime you press that, it's going to bring you hypothetically into quiet mode, or you press that, it's going to bring you hypothetically into reroute or map or home. So anyway, you can select whatever you want to for these two buttons right here. So that is definitely very, very nice. And yeah, one other thing is that you can see these 4 boxes right here. That is Morse code for H. So basically, you know how Hyundai's logo is an H? That is Morse code for an H. Pretty cool. And then down here, you have a drive mode selector. You have a couple different drive modes. You have Eco, Normal, Sport, Snow, and My mode. So Eco, Normal, Sport, it changes, you can see on the gauge cluster, and then if you press and hold, that puts you into snow mode, and that is what snow mode looks like. I'm gonna leave it into normal mode for now. Coming over here, you get smart cruise control. It's basically a semi-autonomous driving system, so it's not going to fully drive itself for you, but it will keep you centered in the lane. It will track the vehicle in front of you, slow down, speed up to whatever speed you have it set to, and then it'll also steer, but just be mindful that it is going to ask you to steer at some point. So it's not fully autonomous, it is semi-autonomous. Keep that in mind. And then if you also wanted to adjust the stuff that you see here on this screen, you click this button, and then you can go into your compass, you can go into your tire pressure stuff, click this down, and it will also bring you into this screen. So basically, you know, when you are accelerating, the more you accelerate, the more these are gonna highlight in blue. Clicking on that button, you get your driver attention system off, click that down, it's gonna bring you into this driver assistance screen. Click that button again, you get your accumulated info. You have 3 screens, so you have drive info, after recharging, and accumulated info. You can press and hold on that, and that's gonna reset all those values back down to 0. Click that one more time, and that brings you back into your compass. Again, all of these controls are for your adaptive cruise control, all the ones I'm circling with my finger. Now let's move into our 12.3-inch digital driver display. So you can see that's the speed limit sign, that's the current speed, transmission status stuff, that is the electric range, compass at the center. The more like power you use, so let's say you're floored, that's going to be 100% power. All of this is going to be highlighted. Let's say you're using 50% power, all of 50% of this is going to be highlighted. But let's say, you know, you're on iPedal drive, which is the 1-pedal driving system, and you let off immediately. That is going to come down here, and basically that is for your regenerative braking stuff. So yeah, when you're regenerative braking, this is going to highlight. When you're flooring it, all of this area is going to highlight. And then coming down a little bit, get your auto hold stuff, basically going to let you know if auto hold is on or off. That is how much charge the battery has, letting us know that we are ready. And then again, this is the level 1, so the more that you go into drive, this is to downshift, basically bringing you to level 0. This is going to bring you to level 1, level 2, level 3, or iPedal drive on. So that is what those buttons do. Push P to go into park. Come back over to this screen, that's the ambient exterior temperature. This is basically like fuel economy stuff. And then that's your electronic parking brake on. That's your odometer, kind of about it for that. And then all that stuff is like your driver assistance stuff. Zooming back out again, this is your transmission stuff. So if you wanted to go into drive, you obviously push your foot on the brake, twist this forward, and now it's going to put us into drive. Pull back just like once, that's going to put you into neutral, and then if you pull all the way back, it's going to put you into reverse. You can see your 360 camera system, that's your backup camera. If you want to go into drive again, now that's your forward facing camera and your 360 degree view camera system. To go into park, push P, we're pushing P, and now we are back into park. As standard with the limited trim level, you get a head-up display system, which is up top here. Basically right now it's displaying the digital speedometer readout and the driver assistance stuff. Doesn't really pick up well on camera, but anyways, that's what that is there. Moving on over to here, this is also a 12.3-inch screen, except this is your touchscreen infotainment system with built-in navigation and wired Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto connectivity. I'm going to show you what the actual home screen looks like. So this is your home screen. You got the date, you got the time, you got the music that's playing, you got the battery percentage and the battery range. Swiping over to the right, this is one of your home screens. You can go in between all these different things here. I'm going to show you the EV mode as well as a couple other things. So basically that's the EV mode. Back out of that, you can go into your climate control stack, show you what that looks like here. I'm going to turn that on so you can see what it looks like with the climate control system on. Apologize about the noise there with the wind. And then I also want to show you this. So you do get heated and ventilated front seats, both with 3 levels of adjustability for your front seats. So that's the ventilated seat, all the way up is your heated seat, and then that's your off button. And then that is your heated steering wheel button right there. So anyways, kind of about it for what we got going on there. You get all these different functions. Swiping back over to here, you get your radio stuff, blue lane, all these different things here. That's the time, that's the date, that's the home button, brings you into your home screen. Kind of about it for that. Then you get 4 HVAC vents on the dash. That's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 over there. This is your hazard button. You can see it flashes with the hazards. Coming down a little bit, you got your volume control knob. This is going to bring you into your map navigation thing right here. And then this is going to bring you into your like point of interest stuff, navigation menu. It's going to bring you into your media stuff, basically showing what kind of music I'm playing. And then when you set up your favorites button for here, it's also the same thing for this button here. It's going to bring up your favorites, so you can adjust whatever you want to on here. Actually, I do believe this favorites button is different from this favorites button. So it is. This favorites button is for this, and then this favorite button brings you into these different options. So it can be your home, your radio, audio, phone, all these different things here. Anyways, this is your tuning control. So you can go forward on the track, you can go backward on the track. This is going to pop up your 360 camera system right here. That's my backup camera. You can also pop up the forward facing camera if you wanted to as well. And then you can also pop this as well, so you can see exactly what's going on around you at the moment. Kind of interesting, you know, car is white, but the car here today is black. And then that button right there is to turn your parking sensors on or off. You get dual zone climate control. So this is what your climate control stack looks like. You got your temperature there, and then your fan speed is on this side. You can see all the different controls here. Press that and then everything goes back off. That is to turn the vehicle on or off. And then coming down just a little bit, get a 12-volt power outlet down there. You get a USB-A port and a good amount of storage space down in here. So I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and you can see that fits down in there. I'm gonna give you a little bit of light so you can see the storage space in there. That's what that looks like. Coming back out of that, then you get 2 cup holders here. You get a USB-A port, another USB-A port. I'm not quite sure what this button does right here, but I do know that this console, if you put your hand underneath right here, will slide forwards and backwards. So now it's going back, now it's going forward. So it goes from there to here, and that's the amount of adjustability with that. You can see you get 2 cup holders. Good amount of storage space down in here. You also get a wireless charging pad in here as well. iPhone 14 Pro Max fits down in that wireless charging pad. Okay, so basically that's letting you know that the wireless charging pad is on. And then good amount of storage space down in here. Again, this is an iPhone 14 Pro Max for size reference. Quite a bit of stuff you can set there. Then you get a nicely padded armrest. Opening up your armrest, you get a little bit of miscellaneous storage space in here. Like you could set a phone or something like that. I'll set my phone in there. Again, size reference. Not that much space, and then it's about like 3 inches deep. So again, not all that much space in that area here. I'm gonna put all that stuff back in there. Moving over to here, you do not get a lockable glove box, but you can see you can fit your owner's manual right there, and that's a very big glove box considering the size of this vehicle. But anyways, working our way up to here, you get an auto dimming rear view mirror with your HomeLink stuff. HomeLink is your universal garage door opener. So let's say you own a house with 3 different garage bays. You can open up those 3 different garage bays individually with these 3 different buttons here. And then as standard with the limited trim level, you get this panoramic roof. However, this is a fixed sunroof, so the sunroof does not open. The only thing that you can do is open and or close this shade. That's something that I've noticed with electric vehicles. The Mach-E is the same way, except I don't believe the Mach-E has a shade, but it does have the fixed roof, which doesn't really make sense to me. I would have liked to see like the sunroof actually open, but anyways, that's the only function you get with the sunroof here. Working our way up to here, you can see you have your SOS and your blue link button. Basically that's like you can control the temperature settings from the vehicle from your phone, and then that's like roadside assistance stuff. Pressing on that button is going to turn on all the interior dome lights, as you can see right now. Now all the interior dome lights are on by the push of that button right there. Pressing on this button is basically whether you want the lights to turn on when you open up the doors or not. And then that button right there is going to turn on this dome light right here. Other than that, kind of about it for what we got going on up top there. This is your visor. You get a vanity mirror and a vanity light. So that turn on the vanity light yourself. it is not like, it doesn't turn on when you open this up. As you can see, you actually have to turn it on by yourself. And then you get a little clip right here. You can set money, registration, or any paper product. And then this thing slides forwards and backwards to your liking, dependent on where the sun is shining. OPU panel here for your driver. You get another OPU panel over there for your front passenger. You also get a power front passenger seat as well. I think I failed to mention that. Again, heated and ventilated front seats. A couple of other things that I wanted to go over, basically features that this vehicle has. So you do get the power driver seat with memory and the relaxation function, which is awesome. You also get the heated and leather wrapped steering wheel. You also get the smart cruise control, the head-up display with the augmented reality. You get the 12-inch driver display. You get the 12-inch infotainment system. You get the Bose audio system as standard. You get the wireless charging pad, the ambient lighting, the fixed panoramic roof, the rear window shades, which I'll show you here in a second. And now a couple safety features that I thought were important. You get the blind spot view monitor, which is pretty cool. It's basically like pops up a camera on your driver display, depending on which turn signal you turn on. And then you also get the smart cruise control, the front and rear parking sensors, and the 360-degree view camera system. Now I'm going to throw the entire window sticker on screen. You can take a look at whatever you want to, but basically I am just going to highlight the MSRP. Basically, the MSRP of the way that this particular 2023 Hyundai Ioniq Limited all-wheel drive is spec'd is $58,440. I know that is a lot of money, but I mean, you got to realize this is a very nicely equipped vehicle, and you get that really awesome driver's seat. But I want to show you what we got going on in these rear seats before we move into the drive. So like I said, you get that shade right there that you can set right here. So basically you can be famous in the back seats and nobody can see you. And then you get a satin chrome door handle right there. You get some more of that ambient lighting. Get that down and up window. I want to show you how low the windows go. So again, that's about as low as the windows go back here. And again, they are not automatic up or down. Ambient lighting, nicely padded armrest, a little bit of miscellaneous storage space, a spot you could set a Deer Park water bottle, and then this is your Bose speaker surround back here. You can see you get some ambient lighting surrounding that. Get your brushed aluminum Ioniq 5 door sill. I'm not sure how well it's going to pick up on camera, but that's what that looks like. And then this is what your rear seats look like. I do believe that they are folding flat, so that's what they look like when they are flat. That seat does the same exact thing. Folding that back up, stepping on in. I can recline these seats as well. Again, you have that little handle right there. Pull up on that handle, and then these seats go actually quite a ways back, so very comfortable. You can get yourself very comfortable for a long road trip here in these second row seats. HVAC vent, got your OPU panel, spot you can set your dry cleaning, and a LED dome light. You get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat. You also get a seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. Just keep in mind, they are mesh seat back pockets. So if you set a pen in there, the pen may fall out. Then down here, you get two USB-A ports, a spot you could set a phone while you're charging it down in there. One thing that's also pretty cool is that these will slide forwards and backwards. So you can see that. That is a very nice feature as well that you don't normally see on a vehicle. The last vehicle I saw that on that didn't have captain's chairs was the Lincoln Corsair, 2023 Lincoln Corsair, which is also a very nice vehicle. Opening this up, center fold down armrest, you get two cup holders. The only thing about these cup holders is that they are on the smaller side, so you could set Deer Park water bottles in there, but really not much bigger than that. And then one thing over here, you get an OPU panel, a dome light, but you do not get a spot you could set your dry cleaning over there. Now, I am adjusted behind myself, and I am 5'9". You can see all the legroom that I have here. Here's another view of the legroom, and then here is a view of the headroom. So definitely more headroom here in the Ioniq 5 versus in the Ioniq 6. But you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior of the Ioniq 5 Limited. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive. I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. Alrighty, and now on to the driving portion of the video, where this thing actually drives very, very nicely. And I actually like the way that this drives better than the Ioniq 6, and I cannot tell you why. I just do. I don't know what it really is about it. I just like it better. So we're going to do a nice little acceleration right here. This is floored. and boy does it put you back in your seat. And now I'm going to start messing with the paddle shifter. So this is level 1, this is level 2, this is level 3, and then this is iPedal drive on. You can see I am not hitting the brakes by any means. I was basically hitting this downshift paddle, and it was putting me in between my different levels. So right now I'm going to go back over here. This is level 0. So you can see we're just coasting, downshift, 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 downshift one more time into iPedal, and it's basically bringing me to a complete stop. I did not hit the brakes by any means. So that is what the level 1, level 2, level 3 is. Basically level 0, 0 resistance, level 1, a little bit of resistance, level 2, a little more resistance, level 3, a good amount of resistance, and then iPedal drive on, or iPedal on, is the one pedal driving system, and that is the most resistance you can get. So basically the more you accelerate, the more it will accelerate. If you maintain throttle, it's going to maintain speed. As soon as you let off that throttle in iPedal drive, it is going to basically start slowing down rapidly. Not like insanely rapidly. It will come to a smooth stop, but you'll definitely notice the resistance against you when you let off of the throttle. And in my opinion, when I drive an EV, I love to use the one pedal driving system, or iPedal as they call it here with Hyundai. It just makes the driving experience very, very easy. You don't have to take your foot really off of the accelerator all that much to hit the brake. You just drive with the accelerator, and it makes the driving experience easy, you know? So it just, I don't know, it makes the driving experience easy. That's the way to describe it. And then also, if I put this into sport mode, the throttle response is noticeably, like very noticeably quicker. So, you know, if this was my vehicle, I like normal mode, and I probably, you know, if I was driving this every day, would probably stay in normal mode. But I don't know, because I also really like sharp throttle response, and when you're in sport mode, you get very sharp throttle response. And this is what I was saying when I'm regenerative braking. You can see it turns blue, and then once I get straightened out here and I floor it, you'll see that it starts to turn red. Watch the red right here. That's floored. You see how the red rushed to the top, and then when I let off, the blue rushes to the bottom. Blue, regenerative braking. Red is basically showing you how much power the system is using. So very, very cool system. I like to be able to track that kind of stuff. And then I also like how you can go into the front wipers, like in the automatic stuff. By the way, the suspension is very, very nice here. Very smooth, soaks up bumps very, very well. And honestly, I just, like I said, got out of the Ioniq 6, and I liked it, but I definitely gotta say, overall, I like the Ioniq 5 better. I think I like the styling better, because I think it feels more homey. I just like the way that it looks. I think homey is the best way to kind of describe it, because it looks like a gas-powered vehicle, but it's an electric vehicle, but it has like the electric flair to it a little bit, but it's not too much. Whereas I think the Ioniq 6 is just, it's got a little bit too much of an electric flair to it. Whereas I think this is just the right amount, and I like the way that this thing looks. I like the, you know, just the dimensions of this. I don't know, I really am liking the driving experience of this. Doesn't mean I'd buy one myself, because personally I don't know if I would buy an EV. I always, you know, I like my gas powered vehicles. I like my internal combustion engines. So anyways, that's just me. But this is a good EV. I have to admit, it is good. It supports the DC fast charging. I think it looks pretty sweet. I like the screens that you got in here. The Bose sound system sounds great. I got out of the Ioniq 6 that did not have the Bose sound system. And this is noticeably better with the Bose sound system. It's very loud, which is what I like. I like to be able to, you know, get it really loud if I wanted to. And the bass sound system, at least in the Ioniq 6, couldn't get me to that volume level that I wanted. But this does. The only real gripe that I have with this is the panoramic roof. It's a fixed panoramic roof. It is not a roof that opens up. So in my opinion, kind of pointless. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of a gripe for me. Here's a nice little acceleration, not floored, but a nice little just like get up and go. And boom, we're at the speed limit like that. You know, that is one thing I really like about electric vehicles, is that they just got that torque. They just catapult you acceleration wise. And I don't know. I really like that. You know, I could daily drive an EV. It's just, I love the sound of an internal combustion engine, and I love the sound of a V8. I like the sound of V6s. You know, that's me. Like I said, that's just me. That's the way that I see things. But I could see myself, you know, if, you know, one day I'd be able to have all the cars that I want, like a 911 GT3 RS and a Lamborghini Aventador, and I have those two cars and I have my F-150, then I would definitely consider daily driving one of these, or one of an electric vehicle, because I love just that instant torque. You can navigate through traffic very, very easily because of that torque. You can jolt in the lane, you can jolt out of the lane. So I really, really like that with the electric vehicles in general. You can see that is the blind spot view monitor right there. So basically when you turn the turn signal to one side, it's going to pop up a camera. So let's say I turn the turn signal to this side, now it's going to pop up a camera here, basically mitigating my blind spots, aside from the blind spot monitoring that I have mounted on my side view mirror. So overall, very good driving experience. It's actually pretty dang quiet here on the interior when cruising at 45-55 miles per hour, which is always nice. I love to hear, you know, nothing really when I'm driving an internal, or when I'm driving an electric vehicle, because sometimes you get into an electric vehicle and there's just too much wind noise and too much road noise. But I think Hyundai's paid attention to that, and they've added a little bit more sound deadening and stuff, so it is noticeable. And it's just an overall fun driving experience, and I honestly I like the way that this thing looks. I think it's a pretty cool looking EV. But really, that's all I have to say for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get there without your support. So if you enjoyed this video in any sort of capacity, please, like I said, give it a thumbs up, maybe leave a comment, hit that subscribe button. Again, all those things look really good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm, and I would greatly appreciate it if you guys would just help me out like that. But again, that's it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.